Hello everyone, welcome to another motovlog on my channel. My name is Marshall3498. Sorry for the little bit of wind noise today, but it is pretty windy here in East Tennessee. Try to duck down a little bit so maybe the audio is a little better. So today's motovlog is going to be about motorcycle in general, as it normally is on the channel, and today's motovlog is going to be about what I'm riding. And when I say that, you know, everybody's always looking for that unicorn bike that is as good as on-road as it is off-road. Well, I hate to break it to you, anyone, but the 790s and the 890s, especially the newer generation, like the 23 plus and up, they're just fantastic. I'm riding a 23 KTM 890 Adventure, the base model, not the R or the S models they used to be called. And if you're looking for the best mid-sized adventure bike or the best adventure bike in 2024, this is it. And not that I'm some super experienced like adventure rider, so to speak. Those of you who watch my channel, you know that. I've ridden this bike a couple times off-road on some kind of, you know, BDR kind of stuff, gravel road, Jeep trail, 2-track, whatever. And, you know, but I tell you, for me not knowing what I'm doing and the things I've you know, put this bike through some fairly gnarly off-road riding, and it's incredible. It's well balanced. The suspension works well. It's soft, but it still sucks all the bumps without bottoming out on and off-road. The brakes are great. The motor's insane and sounds incredible. And you know, it stops well, it handles well. The whole KTM low slung gas tank, to get all that weight that's normally way up here, to get it to all this, what you see here, that's all part of the gas tank. It's more like shaped like, kind of like an H without the little connecting piece in the middle. The best way I can kind of describe it. But it puts like 70% of that fuel at the bigger part of the fuel pods on each side of the bike, which makes it feel super light, super nimble. This bike that I'm riding, because mine is basically stock other than hand guards and you know, a few little doodads, you know, GPS mount, Venture mirrors, but it's basically stock except for the Dunlop Rally Raid tires that are on it, you know, the ones that are more aggressive than the Trail Max. If you want to know what those tires are like, there's a review of it in my channel, and I'll put the link down in the description to that channel. And it's just a fantastic motorcycle. I have not found one small nitpick thing, but it's so good on road and off road. The only really nitpick is especially on the right side where the exhaust is, it gets pretty hot during the summertime going really slow, especially riding it like, you know, off-road riding at speeds from 25 to 15. But everything's hot in the summer. My Yamaha FJR 1300, it's hot in the summer. If you set it red lights over and over with it, it will cook you. Probably even more than this. And I think a lot of that, where it comes down to is you have those gas tanks in front of the motor, and then you have stuff kind of like behind it. So, and the radiator's in front of the motor, so all that heat is trapped inside and it really has no place to go. And I think that's a lot of the engine heat thing, and it's kind of, you know, motorcycles are hot. You're not going to have every last little creature comfort in the world that you'd like to have. It's not a perfect world, and there's not a perfect motorcycle unless the only really way to get away from the summer heat thing on a motorcycle is riding an electric bike. That's about it. But this bike is, I mean, it is flat fantastic. That's not half throttle. That's like half throttle. That's not full throttle. That's rolling on it. It's just a great motorcycle. Other than like, and you know, of course, everybody's going to say KTMs are crap and unreliable and all that. KTM does have a few little electrical issues that pop up here and there, but I think as the bikes have, you know, the 790, 890 platform, I think that has gotten better. You know, I've had this bike now about 8 months. I got it last July. This is late April. and I've not had a fault code or anything. I have had the occasional one cylinder start thing occasionally, but not often. And as the bike's been new, I bought it brand new, and as it's broke in, now we've got, let's see, 1,187 miles, almost 1,200 miles on it. That has happened less and less. It happens like, every 12 times you start it. It doesn't happen that often. And really, the best way to keep it from doing it is just cut the kill switch, cycle the key, and then start it again, and it's fine. But it's just such a good motorcycle. It's good on 2-lane stuff. It's good on off-road. The 4-lane, like I was just at, it speeds around 60, 65. The wind protection is not the greatest in the world. It's not a Goldwing, and it doesn't pretend to be, but it's acceptable for what it is. The windshield could be a little taller and a little wider, but there are finally now, for the newer generation, for the 23 and up, for those of you who don't know, I seen a Rottweiler Performance the other day. They do make they only make one more size, sorry, but they make what is called a touring windshield. Puig does, P-U-I-G, however you pronounce that. Everybody pronounces it wrong. I probably just did too. But those are coming to Rottweiler Performance in 2 weeks. It says May 15th. There is a little bit of, head buffeting if you ride with a Peak helmet on that I am now, which is a Climb Creos Pro on this bike. But, you can't have everything. The windshield's, I'm literally, like, my eye line of sight is probably 6 inches above the windshield. So it's not that tall. So it's going to be okay to keep, it off your, chest. But, you're still going to get some on, I get some wind on the my shoulders and around my helmet a little bit, but it's not terrible. Could it be better? Yeah, but like I said, it's not that big of a windshield, so you can't expect a lot. But I think for the intended purpose, doing backcountry discovery routes, commuting on work, all that stuff, I can't hardly find one thing wrong with the bike. It has cruise and all the electronics, traction control, ABS, all that stuff to keep you safe and to help your riding experience. The throttle's very smooth. The brakes are a little soft on it, especially the front, for front brakes, but you got to remember it's meant to be ridden off-road, and you don't want a real harsh brake. They are very progressive though, so you don't want a real harsh first half to throw off-road, because if you don't want to tuck that front tire, upset the chassis, because if that front tire tucks, unless you're like Chris Birch, I don't think you're doing much to save it. Just saying. But it's such a good motorcycle, and I'm proud that I own it, and I probably will for a long time, and I don't see me getting rid of it. The KLR 650 that I had before this was a good, budget, adventure bike, but it had a few little quirks that, mainly the vibration at speeds above 65, that I couldn't do anymore. But on that, guys, if you've not already done so, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Ride safe and have fun, and we will see you on the next one. See ya.